Yes, good morning. I'd like to bring the March 6, 2024 Planning Advisory Commission meeting to order. The official start of this meeting is 9 a.m. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you could please silence or turn off your cell phones, thank you. I remind those in the audience and those watching on TV that this is the first hearing of any rezoning, text change, or special exception request brought before us today. We will first hear a reading of the staff report for the case by planning staff and ask the applicant to provide a brief overview of the request. We will then give the opportunity for anyone in the audience to speak for or against that request or to inquire about said request. Commissioners will have any needed discussion on the case. Once a motion is made and seconded by the commission, a vote will take place and a recommendation will be rendered. The case will go back to the planning department for their independent recommendation. If a favorable recommendation is given, then the case is forwarded to the city council with 2 independent recommendations. If the planning department makes a recommendation for denial, the applicant will have 10 days from the receipt of the letter stating the denial to notify the clerk of council that they are requesting to be placed on the city council's agenda. The city council of Columbus will hold a public meeting called the first reading. Said council shall consider the case, review planning advisory commission and planning department recommendations, and hear discussion on the matter. Council will make a final decision at a second public meeting called the second reading. Our first agenda today is to approve the minutes from our previous meeting. Does anyone have any comments or corrections regarding the minutes? All right, would a person like to make a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Yes, ma'am. All right, that's good. All in favor, raise your right hand. All righty. That brings us to our first case of the day. Let me get my thing here. REZN 02-24-0242, a request to rezone 1.49 acres of land located at 6943 Flat Rock Road. Current zoning is light manufacturing industrial zoning district. Proposed zoning is general commercial zoning district. The proposed use is a restaurant. All right, I'm going to pronounce this as best I can. Abid Kulawala is the applicant. The property is located in Council District 6. Could we please hear from staff?
Good morning. This property at 6943 Flat Rock Road is 1.49 acres. They're proposing a Tim Hortons restaurant that's going to be 12,400 square feet with a drive-through. The property is currently vacant and currently zoned LMI. They are requesting general commercial for this use. This would be compatible with the area around it with Midland Commons and then more quick service restaurants to the south. The surrounding zoning is LMI to the north and east, GC to the south, and the PMUD Midland Commons to the west. The future land use is LMI, so the request is inconsistent with that. This is also in the Highway 80 overlay, and with that, there's additional landscaping, parking, design, architectural requirements that have to meet, and the planning director has to sign off on these permits, unlike most permits. No correspondence was received for this.
All right. Is there any questions from commissioners with regard to the staff report? All right, would the applicant please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and give us a brief overview of your said request?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Stephen Rowland. I'm here on behalf of Abid Kulawala. I'm with Rowland Engineering. My office is at 318 Corporate Parkway in Macon, Georgia, 31210. In the past, you know, we've had to introduce everyone to Tim Horton because Tim Horton was a new brand to the Southeast United States anyway. At this point, Columbus was, I believe, the first one that's opened up, and Abid would like to open the second location. Therefore, we have looked at this property at Flat Rock Road and Highway 80 and seek to develop it with the Tim Hortons. I believe the square footage was not correct in the staff report. The square footage of the Tim Hortons is only 1,800 square feet.
Oh, okay, that's just what I have on the plans. I'm sorry about that.
And then we propose a sit-down restaurant type restaurant without a drive-through Also on the property would be about 2,400, 2,500 square feet additionally. We are aware that the property is in the Highway 80 overlay district. We have had a pre-development meeting with city staff and received their feedback regarding the entrances, the site development. We're aware that, you know, there's quite a few easements, utility easements on the property, and we've taken those into account, and we plan to receive the permits or encroachment agreements that we need to construct on those easements. We've had discussion with Georgia DOT about the proposed entrance would be a right-in, right-out off Highway 80. They are in agreement with that as long as we meet all their requirements. And I believe that was all. If there's anything, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Yes, Mr. King?
I do have one. You said there'll be 2 restaurants.
Correct. We've shown 2 buildings on the site plan. Do you have a copy of the?
I've seen it, yeah.
Yes. Right now, the second restaurant is not named. We don't know what that will be as of now, but we do plan a second building on the site.
Okay.
Was there any other questions from Commissioners? Yes, Ms. Thomas?
How are you doing?
Good.
What are the hours of operation of this restaurant?
Yeah, will you please come to the podium, sir, if you're going to speak? State your name and address for the record, please.
Abid Kutliwala, 118 Century Park Place, Peachtree City, Georgia, 30269. Good morning, respected commissioners. Again, the hours of operation is going to be from 5 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. Because it's mainly right now, I don't know if you've got a chance to visit the Tim Hortons. We have opened the first one on Veterans Parkway. But we offer breakfast sandwiches and coffee and donuts. Those are the main product, but we'll be introducing some lunch products as well. So,
Okay. Is this going to be 7 days a week or how's
7 days a week.
7 days a week?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Deli?
I just want a clarification. There's no residential anywhere near that except maybe on the other side of Midland Commons, is there?
That's correct. There's no residential.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the applicant? Is there anybody in the audience who would like to speak in favor of this request? Is there anyone in the audience like to speak against this request? All right. Since there's no additional discussion among commissioners, would a commissioner like to make a motion? Yes, Mr. King?
I'll be glad to make a motion with regards to REZN 02240242, request to rezone 1.49 acres of land located at 6943 Flat Rock Road. I'd like to make a motion that we approve this based on the facts it's compatible with existing land uses.
Somebody like to make a second? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All right, it's approved, sir.
Thank you.
All right, is there any other business we need to discuss today before we adjourn?
Do we have cases? 20th?
We will have 6 cases on the 20th.
Would a commissioner like to make a motion to adjourn? All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. We're adjourned.